Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah. We are going to learn how to read the Arabic language, learn how to read Arabic, learn how to read Quran, learn how to read Hadith, learn how to read the books of knowledge. And it's actually very, very easy to do. In fact, I think that any adult or big kid, not very small children with no attention span, but those who have the ability to focus just for a short time, an hour or two of effort, and you will be able to read the Quran and read the Arabic language. Does that mean I'm promising you that you'll be reading fluently and perfectly and quickly and amazingly? No. But I mean that by the end of this, inshallah ta'ala, you will be able to sound out any or most Arabic words, and you will, for all intents and purposes, be able to pronunciate the words, pronounce the words or enunciate them. Bismillah. Let's first look here, inshallah. Let's see. Okay. Let's go before this. First thing you're going to need to do if you are trying to learn the Arabic language is you will need to know the Arabic alphabet. You will need to be able to say all of the letters. You'll be able to recognize them. It's that simple. There's no secret here. There's no incredible tip that I can give you. Very, very simple, very, very straightforward. There's no shortcuts. You just need to learn these. So alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dhal, ra, za or zay. So ra, za, sin, sheen, sad, tad, ta, dha, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, noon, ha, wow, ya. So very simply, you must know all of the letters in the Arabic language. Right? There's nothing about that. So we'll continue in the video, and if you know some of them but not all, or you don't know any, then you simply just repeat that minute of the video again and again and again. Repeat them to yourself. Say it with your tongue, not just in your mind. Make it something a little bit stronger. Say it and practice it and learn them. Now learn them correctly. All of the letters have a exiting point or articulation point in the mouth, in the throat, a makhraj. So the makhraj al-huruf are the exit points or the articulation points of all of the letters, right? So fa, fa, tha, 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 dha. There are these articulation points. Make sure that you practice and get into good habits from the start, okay? Again, no rocket science here. You just need to practice. You can't make the ain. You don't know how to go ain. That's fine. I couldn't do it. Then you keep practicing and practicing and practicing, right? It's really very important, and it's just like any other muscle. And listen to someone who knows how to actually pronounce the words and the letters, and practice from there. Okay? It's important that you start off correct and make good habits, because if you practice in the wrong way, it's harder to break that habit. So this is everything. We're going to come back to this here, inshallah, and here. So let's take a look on this tab, and let's take a look at this book. So you start with the Arabic alphabet, and this is a very helpful exercise. We're going to look at similar sounding letters. So that first letter there, I don't know if you can see my mouse, is a ta. It's flat. This is flat. Ta, ta. This is round. So make your mouth round like an O. Instead of going ta, 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 like you're smiling, ta, flat letters, it's a ta, ta, ta. Very simple. That's the difference. It's ta, ta. It's going to take practice. Now this circle with 2 dots on top, this is a letter which is used that has 2 different sounds. It's either going to sound like a ha if you're stopping, or it's going to sound like a ta if you're continuing. So it depends whether you're going to stop or continue, right? So if you're stopping, you just say sola, because the last letter is this letter here, sola. But if you're continuing, you'll say Salatul Jumu'ah, for example, Salatu, if you're continuing, right? So this letter here, Tha, Sa, Sa. And it's interesting that this is put together because this is only phonetically similar to some people. The Tha is also very similar to the Tha. Tha, Tha. Tha, Tha. So this is a Tha and this is a Thal. Thal. Tha, Thu, Thi, Tha, Thu, Thi. So Tha, Sa. So I should say the word, the name of the letter. Tha, Sad, Sin. Tha, Sad, Sin. This makes a Tha. This makes a Sa. It's round. So it's F. Here it's saying it's an F for a full letter, right? Up here, you'll see these letters that have an F. These are the full letters with the full mouth. They're the round letters. Ta, ta, ta. It's round. Sa, sa. We don't have in the English like this. Sa. We have seen. You're smiling. If it's flat, your mouth is flat. If it's round, your mouth is round. Sa, sa. This is sa. This is kha, kha, kha. So what's the difference between these two? This one is ha, ha, with no croaking. It's just expulsion. So this is ha, ha, just your normal H, ha. This is ha, ha. And this is round with a little bit of like croaking or vibrating, I don't know. Like you're hawking up something. You have something stuck in your throat, or you're trying to, forgive me for my description. Kha. This is a ha. This is a kha. This is just a ha. This one, del, del. This one, dod, dod, dot, dot, dod. So the del is quite similar just to the English D. The dod is a special letter that exists in the Arabic language. I don't think it's in any other languages. Arabic is called lisan al-dad, the language of the dad. So it sounds like this. Dad, da, do, di. This is dhal. Dhal, this is dha. Dha. So this is, again, it's a round letter, it's a full letter. Dha. And this is za or zay. Those are just like, for example, the Z and Z. In the English language, some people will say their ABCDs with a Z. Some will say it with a Z, how they do their alphabet. It's similar. So some Arabs will call this a Zay. Some Arabs will call this just a Ra, Z. So they'll call it Z. This is a Kaf, flat, kaf, kaf. This is round. Qaf, qaf. Kaf, qaf. So those are some of the similar sounding letters. Now, you test yourself. Not just that you memorize it in ABC, like the song, Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, and you can practice that song. But more than simply knowing them in order and knowing a song, you have to recognize it, mentally associate it with the image, the symbol. So look at this now and make sure that you are at the level where you can identify the letters. And again, there's no cheat codes, right? You have to pause the video, rewind it. You have to pull up online. You can look up the Arabic letters and it'll have a little thing for you. Very easy to do. Go through them, make sure you are pronouncing them correctly, and then make sure you can recognize each one. So this first letter, you should say this is a ba, okay, this is a jim, this is a dal, this is a sin, this is a ta, and you go through and make sure that you know all of these letters and that you can recognize all of these letters, right? So I'll let it be for a second. Just now you have the ability to pause the video right at this moment. Make sure you can look on screen, go through them, practice, practice, practice. Make sure you're able to recognize the letters. Now, in the Arabic language, when you're writing, the letter will appear differently at different parts of the word. But don't freak out, like that sounds like extremely intimidating at first. But alhamdulillah, it's actually quite easy. If you have just a little symbol like this, you see that? It's just like a cursive, and it has a dot below, or 2 dots above, or 3 dots above. That's actually what you need to remember is it 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 1 dot below, 2 dots above, 3 dots above. And that's how you tell these 3 letters, right? So actually, if you look and you remove the dot, all 3 of these letters are the same. Tha, tha, tha. Ba, ba, ba. They're all the same. The only difference is the dots. Are the 1 dot below, 2 dots above, 3 dots above. So again, you practice and you memorize this. If you know the letter, you already know it. This, the jim, ha, kha is the same way. The symbol is the exact same. So you only need to remember one symbol, but the dot is what changes, right? So the dot below, the dot absent, no dot, or the dot above, right? This is how they look. It's the same symbol, ha, ho, hi. You can see it here with no, so this is ha, ha, ha. So this you can see without any dot. And then here's a dot above and a dot below. Those are the 2, right? Now you see the letter in its various forms. How is it in different parts of the word, right? So notice that this doesn't really actually connect. So these ones, they show that they're continuing. But this letter doesn't connect with any letter after it. Right? This letter doesn't connect with any letter after it. And again, these 2 letters are the same. So it's not really 28 letters. If you count the letters that are the same, and you just need to remember whether it has a dot or not, that is the distinction. So it's not as complicated as learning 28 absolutely unique symbols. There's only, I believe, 19 unique symbols. And then you have the dots, which create the full 28. So dal, dhal, ra, za. And again, these 4, they do not connect with a letter after it. So that's how it looks in the beginning of a word, middle of a word, and the end of the word is the same because it will not connect to a letter after it. The sin and sheen and sod and dod do connect. Sin and sheen are the same. Sheen has 3 dots. Sod and dod are the same. The sod has no dot, and the dod has 1 dot. 1 dot above. Now, if we go to the next word, ta and law, again, it's the same with just the difference of the dot, and it connects. You see, so at the beginning of a word, middle of a word, end of a word, this is how they look. The ayn, ghayn, again, they are the same symbol, base symbol, and then the variation is in the dot. So if we look at the beginning, ayn, and we look at the beginning of ghain, the difference is that the ghain has a dot. And then we see how it looks in the middle of a word. We see how it looks at the end of a word. And next we have fa and qaf. Fa and qaf. And then we have kaf, which is flat. Remember, qaf is round, qaf. Kaf is flat, kaf, kaf. Then we have lam, and it connects. Yeah, the difference between lam and an alif is the alif is not connecting. The lam will connect. You see that? It has connections on both sides. Then we have meme, and this is how the meme looks at the beginning, middle, and end of a word. That's how the meme looks. And you can see that the core is really the same. You're just writing it in cursive. You're connecting the letters, in fact. And then the noon, importantly, is the same as the ba, ta, tha. It's the same looking little symbol, except for this one has one dot on top. The ba has one dot on bottom. The noon has one dot on top. So you already know that one as well. And then wow, of course. And then the ha looks like this, right? And it sounds similar to the ha, right? So we have ha and we have ha. So full letter here. And then we have hamza and we have the ya. Okay, hamza. It can take this, and it can also look another way. It can be attached onto the ya or the alif or the waw. The hamza can. But whenever you see the hamza, whether it's on an alif or it's on a ya or it's on a waw, because you see this is also the same. 2 dots underneath rather than 2 dots on top with the ta. But the ending has a bit of a flourish, kind of beautiful swish there. And if you see a hamza, then the hamza takes over. So it's no longer an alif, it's a hamza. It's no longer a ya. In this case, it's a hamza. It's no longer a waw, it's a hamza. If you see the hamza letter, and you see it's the same symbol, either by itself or on top of something, if you ever see that hamza, then it's a hamza. It takes over the letter that it's over. And now that's all of the letters, okay? All letters, alhamdulillah, you know, and continuing, we're going to look at identifying the letter in the word, and then there's only 1 or 2 more rules, and you're set. Because once you know the letters, you know the sound, and that's really all reading is. We're sounding out words, right? We don't need to know every single word. That's vocabulary building that happens later. It looks like I think my face is kind of covering up one of the words here. But if we see these words, and I color-coded them so that you can see specifically which word is the first letter, second letter, and third letter much easier. So that first one, what does that look like? That is a kha. That is a kha. The second letter with those 3 teeth, right? I'll call them teeth. Those 3 little spikes that come up, that's a sin. And then this letter here at the end, that's a fa. Fa. What about this next word? What's that first letter? It's a dha. It's a dha. That second letter is a lam. And that third letter is a meme. We know that that's a lam and it's not an alif because it's connecting to the letter after it. So dha, lam, meme. Next we have jim, meme, ain. And how do we say ain? You need to, I couldn't make the ain. And then my teacher, he said, it's like someone's choking you. And I was very surprised by that. But actually, if you do that, that's exactly what you want to try and get the sound come out. Don't be one of those people who says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. No, please. That's not correct. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ah, ah, ah. Don't be afraid to make these sounds that don't come in the English language, right? The ah, oh, the ha, the kha, right? The dod, right? It's going to sound silly because it's very different. But don't be shy. Exaggerate the sound and make good habits. Start off with good habits. Bad habits are hard to break. Jim, meme, ain. Let's identify this next word here. What are the letters here? So that is if you said Hamza, then mashallah, you're very, very quick. It is a Hamza because yes, it's an Aleph here, but since there's a Hamza on top, then it's a Hamza. And then we have a meme, then we have a Ra, right? I'll do one more line, but it's important for you to practice. And these are color-coded, but they don't have to be. When we're going to look at later words, they'll all be the same color. Inshallah, you'll see. You can still identify the letter. So this first letter here is wow. See that it's not connected to the letter after it. And see, here we have three, mashallah, they don't have the property of connecting to the letter after it. So first letter here is wow. And then we have a ha, and then we have a ba. That's all you need to be doing. Trust me, once you do that, you are just one tiny step away from being able to sound out any word in the Arabic language, right? So just need the time commitment. And once you are starting, it's just a matter of practice. That's all. If you sound out a word slowly, then you still are sounding out the word. You still know it. So have some self-celebration, some self-confidence. So this word here, wow, za, ra. And then this word, those three letters, can we identify them? That first letter, it's similar to this one. This one has a dot underneath. I hope you can see my cursor. I'm kind of pointing at things. But you can see this letter has a dot above. This letter has a dot below. This letter has no dot. The one that we're looking at now, in the second row, third from the right, it is ha. Ha, and then a sin, and then a dal. So hasada. Well, we're not getting to pronounce the words yet. So ha and a sin and a dal. Then we have a ba and a lam and a ghain. Ba, lam, ghain. And this is it. This is really, alhamdulillah, it's not like an extremely complicated, like I'm teaching calculus, right? So my dear brothers and sisters, and young ones as well who want to listen to this and learn, it's not a subject which is overly complicated. It's just a subject which takes practice. So try and have some fun with it and practice it. Learn what the symbols look like and then practice it. These are the symbols, the letters inside of words where they're actually written together. They're cursive. Now, we are going to jump back to this and we will follow this, inshallah, all the way through. So now we know our letters. Maybe I should bookmark this video once it's finished so that people can jump to certain sections. Now we know our letters and we're getting into the 3 vowels. And this is where things get very exciting. So this first vowel is a fatha. It's that dash on top. So what letter is this? Everybody's shouting at their computer. It's ba, right? Very good. This dash on top makes it ba. So ba and ba obviously sound the same. So ba, ba. This is a ba letter and has a kasra, so it's pronounced B. That's it. It's that simple. And this is a dhamma, so it's pronounced boo. Boo. And now with that knowledge, you can now already read basically. Nearly. You can read most words. Many words you will pick up and you'll be able to get quite far with just that. You learned the 28 letters and you learned the 3 vowel sounds. It's really that easy to learn, mashallah. Ba, bi, bu. So let's look at some of these. Here are our letters, all of them with a fatha. So this is an alif, right? And it makes the same sound you would expect it to make if you add a fatha to it. This is a ba. So ba, ta, fa, ja, ha, kha, da, the, ra, za, sin, sheen, sod, da, or saw, da. I think I said these as well, so I might have got confused. Let me go back up to alif. A, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, kha, da, the, ra, za, sa, sha, saw, da, ta, va, a, ra, fa, qa, ka, la, ma, na, ha, wa, and then here you have ha or ta, and then ya. So those hard ones like ta, va, a, ra, sod, saw. So the sod goes saw. It's exactly the sound you would expect. And here it is mixed up. No, you know your letters. You recognize this is a kha, and it goes with the fatha, it goes kha. Let's find one that's a little bit different. We go down to this row. This one is a dal. Yeah, that's the name of the letter. But if it's a dal with a fatha, it's just going to be da, da. And then dhal with a is the dal with a dot, right? And if you have dhal with a fatha, it's just going to be the. Here we have a noon. Noon with a fatha is na, right? Tha, za, wa, ma, right? The meme is the name of the letter. Ma is going to be the meme with a fatha, ma. And if it's a kasra, mi. And if it's a dhamma, mu. Very simple. Just takes practice. Qa, ka, la, right? I'll let you look at this, pause it if you'd like. And then you can practice them. And now we're getting into words quite nearly. Here we have just what's a word? It's just letters put together, so really taking it simple. We have 2 letters here in our first box, and well, we know how to make those individually. We were doing it just on the previous pages. Now we're putting those 2 together and just sound it out like a young person who's learning how to read English as well, and they're sounding out their words. That's all we're doing. So let's sound out the word. It looks like the first letter is an hamza, and it has a fatha, and then the next letter is a ba, and it has a fatha. So it's a, ba. Next word is a, ta. Next word is a, ja. This word over here is actually not connected, even though it would be, but this is just for illustrative purposes, showing you. But we will get to the next page, I believe. The words will be connected again, just like we were doing that exercise earlier, where I had the letter color-coded when they were in different parts of the word. So here is a sin and the lam. That sin has a dash on top, so it's a sa. The lam is a la, sa, la. And all of these, so you can pause and practice. And let's go on to some more. You can pause and practice. I tried to stop just long enough so that you'd be able to pause the video at that point if you'd like to. And now here we're getting the letters ma, ra, da, da, ra, ba, wa, za, na, da, ra, sa, wa, ra, tha, sa, la, ma. Believe it or not, you're actually saying words. You're actually already reading words now. You might not know their meanings, and they might still be disjointed rather than combined, but nevertheless. So now we're really there. We've arrived. We have already arrived. So at this point now, we are actually reading Arabic. These are all words, and all we're doing is just sounding out the word. So that letter, they're combined now. Da, ra, ba. Da, ra, ja. Kadhaba. Jahada. Wajada. Amala. Wahaba. Nasara. Katama. Right? And we have more to practice. Jaraba. Ja'ala. Kataba. Fataha. Raja'a. Marada. Qadara. Amara. Arada. Now we're going to do the same thing with the next letter, and we're going to do the same thing with the third letter. And then after that, there's only one single rule about doubling, and then you have now learned the Arabic, how to read the Arabic, right? And just like with my young kids, when they're learning how to read English, even though they already know the language and they're starting to learn how to read, it is very, very slow sounding out every single letter and trying to decipher every single word painstakingly, one letter at a time, and it continues like that. But at that point, they know how to read. They know how to sound out the words. It's just a matter of practice. And in fact, if you were to put me up against a book and ask me to read an English book out loud, I would stumble over some words. I think we all do. No one can read out loud perfectly and amazingly, well, except for just with practice, right? That's how we get better and improve, is with practice. So we are going to do the same thing with Arabic. It's not more difficult, but it's also not any easier. There's not any amazing cheat code or magic trick for you to learn. It's just a little bit of practice. Here we have the letters with the kasra, which is just that dash underneath. So there's a dash above or there's a dash underneath. And then the dhamma is that other little symbol that goes above. So here is the kasra, dash underneath. So E, B, T, Fi, G, He, Chi, D, V, Ri, Z, Si, She, Si, Di, Ti, Vi, I, Ri, Fi, Qi, Ki, Li, Mi, Ni, He, We. And then here it's going to be he or T. This is not a new letter. It's either a hamza when it's just round with no dots, or it's a ta when it's round with the two dots. And it will be pronounced as a ha, even if it has two dots, if you're stopping, like if it's the last letter of the sentence. And then this letter is the ya, right? And it pronounced with a kasra, it's yi, right? So ya is going to be ya, you, yi, with a fatha, dhamma, and kasra respectively. Now, same exercise. You guys know the drill by now. We're just going to go through these letters and practice them. So we have the khi, b, t, and they're all mixed up. They're not in the same order, to make sure that you don't just memorize the song but you really actually recognize the symbol. So give a chance for you to pause if you'd like and be able to see and practice these. Ri, zi, fi, he, we, ye. Or I got those backwards. He, ye, we. And continuing, more practice. Remember, these two, this is a qaf, and then that second one is a kaf, and they're quite similar, right? But the qaf is one of the round letters. So again, we're getting constant reinforcement of that stuff we did at the beginning. Qi, ki, li, I, ri, yi, he, ti, si, she, li. Continue all the way through. Here, EB, ET, EFI, and then some disjointed ones. Go ahead and pause and practice. Go ahead and pause and practice. Right? Pause and practice. That last one, Khibi. And again, they're disjointed here, but we will combine them now. MashaAllah. These are wonderful. Actually, these are still disjointed, but wizini would look like that because the waw and the za are disjointed letters. Here we are combining them. And it's all kasra. Si li mi, ki ti mi, si fi ri, hi di ri, di fi ri, I ri di. And we go through and practice those letters. We go through and practice those letters. The letter, and now with the vowel, either fatha, kasra, or dhamma, we know which vowel to put off of it. So the jim is telling us it's the j sound, and then the fatha tells us it's ja, ja, or kasra, j, ji, or dhamma, ju, ju. Here it's jizili. And you might also hear people pronounce it kind of more of je. So it's ji, je. It's the same thing, as long as the length is proper. So you could say jizili, you could say jazala. Here, haraja, mithili, right? Hiriji, mithili. That e, whether it's e or e, is similar. It's in the Arabic, you'll understand it. We don't have in the Arabic language as many vowels as you might have. Even the German language has extra vowels more than English with the umlaut. But in the English language, there's a certain number. In the Arabic language, it's actually less. So there's kind of a little bit of flexibility, right? Recognize the letters, pronounce it with the vowel. Last one, KTB or kataba. Well, actually, you don't want to say kataba. You say, make sure it's kasra. Ke. KTB, kataba. Now we're mixing them up. Rakeba. Marida. Alima. Yasira. And you're just sounding out the words, looking at one letter and its vowel, looking at the next letter and its vowel, looking at the last letter or the third letter and its vowel. And that is how you will read every single word. And with practice, you'll start doing it faster and recognizing the words and hearing how they sound. Some more to practice here with a fatha and kasra. Pause it and practice. Last one is the Dhamma. The Dhamma. In fact, there's a fourth vowel, but it's actually a non-vowel. It's a vowel that means you don't pronounce a vowel, but there's a symbol for it. It's a sukun. This one here is a Dhamma. That's how it looks. And here it is over every letter. So again, I will go through the entire thing so that you can replay it 100 times, listening to how each letter is supposed to sound. U, bu, tu, thu, ju, hu, khu, du, dhu, ru, zu, su, shu, su, du, tu, dhu, u, ru, fu, qu, ku, lu, mu, nu, hu, wu. And then here, again, it's being put in this Qaida because it's for learning the Quran as well. And you'll see these in Arabic. So that first one with no dots is just a ha. That second one with 2 dots is either going to be a ta or a ha, depending. So hu, tu, and then this last letter, you. Ya, yi, you. The letter ya is going to be ya with a fatha, or you with a dhamma, or yi with a kasra. Now again, mix them up. Let you practice. By this time, you should be quite good because you've already done the exact same thing with a fatha and the exact same thing with a kasra. And you're reinforcing the letters, recognizing the letters better and better each time. Keep your cheat sheet nearby. So if you do get confused, which letter is this again, you can look over and see, and you'll find that you're looking over at that cheat sheet less and less. So pause it, practice. Now they're disjointed, but I'm going to skip this as I have been. So go right to the combined letters. So u, bu, u, tu, u, ju. You get the drill. You've done it with 1 letter. Now you're doing it with 2 letters, even though they're disjointed. Let's go all the way down, and still disjointed. Let's go down to where they're together. Because it's the same thing, whether you're looking at 1 letter that's disjointed, or 2 letters that's disjointed, or 3 or 4 or 5. It's all the same. Once they're combined, now it's something new. Now it's something new. So khu, ru, ju, qu, bu, lu, mu, thu, lu. Identify the word. Identify the letter, the vowel. The letter, the vowel. The letter, the vowel. That's it. And you can sound out any word. Again, we have more words. Oh, let me make sure I paused here long enough for you to be able to get a good pause on the video. Next one. Get your practice. Last one. And now they're all together. So this book is doing a, I, u. And many books do a, u, I. But this one is doing a, I, u. Doesn't matter the order. It's not a special order. You could even do I, u, a if you wanted. But the first letter here is a fatha, or excuse me. The first letter is a hamza, 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 and the first vowel on the hamza is a fatha. And then the second one is a hamza with a kasra, and the third one is a hamza with a dhamma. So a, I, u. Ba, bi, bu. Ta, ti, tu. Tha, thi, thu. Ja, ji, ju. Ha, hi, hu. Kha, khi, khu. Da, di, du. Tha, the, thu. Ra, ri, ru. Za, zi, zu. Sa, si, su. Sha, shi, shu. Sa, si, su. Da, di, du. Ta, ti, tu. Dha, the, thu. A, i, ru. Ra, ri, ru. Fa, fi, fu. Qa, qi, qu. Ka, ki, ku. La, li, lu. Ma, mi, mu. Na, ni, nu. Ha, he, hu. Wa, we, wu. And then you'll pronounce these ta, ti, tu. Ya, yi, you. Now we have completed the Arabic. And at this point now you know how to read the Arabic. And you know how to read Quran, and you are ready to really dive into the Arabic language. It's just from here, a matter of practice. And then there's 2 more rules, and a long list of tajweed rules, and a lifetime of practice ahead of you. So, first letter is a meme. It has the vowel of a dhamma, so it is mu. Second letter is a tha. It has the vowel of a kasra, so it is fi. The next letter is a lam, and it has the vowel of a fatha, so it is la. Mu, fi, la. Khu, li, qa. Lu, i, na. Su, i, la. Practice these. And practice these. Please practice. I'm not going to even exaggerate. Practice every single hour. Every single hour. Okay? It doesn't take a 35-minute commute. It doesn't take a 1-hour commitment. Okay? Practice every single hour. People might be looking at you. You know, you're over by the fridge and you just say, just out of nowhere. Are you okay? Are you feeling all right? Like, what is that? What was that? Yeah. But just every single hour, a few times a day, beginning of the day, middle of the day, end of the day, pick up and just look. You can use the Quran. You don't need to use this. Pick up the Quran. Just open it. Any random page, looking at the word mu, ba, ra, ka. Go along and just practice. Mubaraka. Doriba, Arfiya, Wu'ida, Zu, Bi, Ra, Zubira. Just slowly, one letter at a time. What is it called? Sounding out the word. That's what we're doing. Sounding out the word. Let's keep going. Pause it, practice. Next one. Last 3. Pause it and practice. Next one. Pause it and practice. Last 3. Next page. Last 3. And now is the sukun, which is the 4th vowel, which is a non-vowel, actually. So it's just saying you don't pronounce a vowel. So instead of it being aba or abi or abu, it's just ab, at, af, aj, ah, ach, ad, ad, ar, az, as, ash, as, ad, at, ad, a, ag, af, ak, ak, al, am, an, ah, aw, a, ay. MashaAllah. Now with a kasra, ib, it, if, ij, ih, ich, id, if, ir, is, is, ish, is, id, it, if, ir, ir, if, iq, ik, il, im, in, ih, ew, I, e, ub, ut, uth, uj, uh, ukh, ud, udh, ur, uz, us, ush, us, ud, ut, udh, ur, ugh, uf, uk, uk, ul, un, u, uy. Now let's look at some more. Now we're mixing up the letters. So instead of it starting with a hamza and then having a second letter with a sukun, it is starting with different letters and has the second letter is different, of course, as well. So this is a ba with a fatha, so it's ba, and then we practice the al, the starting a sound and then having a lam with a sukun. So we know how to make that. Now it's bal or bil, the second one. Third one, bul. Now let's look at the next line. Lam, lim, lum. Next line, tab, tib, tub. Right? Jam, jim, jum, san, sin, sun, qad, qid, qud. I'm not saying qada, right? It's just a bit of a natural echo sound that comes in the Arabic. Not qada, but qad, qid, qud. Haqqa, hiqqa, huqqa. Im, khat, khit, khut. Now you practice the rest. Pause it here. Last row, 2 rows. Oh, yes, tanween. Tanween means to give it a noon, to make it have a noon. So all you do when you see that double fatha, you just add an n at the end. So instead of it just being ba, it's ban. Same thing, double kasra, it's not just b, it's bin. And then double dhamma, it's not just bu, it's bun. Now all of these letters with a tanween fatha. An, ban, tan, than, jan, han, khan, dan, than, run, zan, san, shan, son, don, ton, dhon, an, ghan, fan, qan, kan, lan, man, nan, han, wan, tan, yan. Just like that. And we continue through with the some words. Abadan, marahan, farashan, asafan. And unfortunately, oh, good, it doesn't continue. There's some transliteration underneath. I very much dislike transliteration. I think it's very bad. One, it puts you in a terrible habit of mispronouncing the word because you don't know what the letter is actually supposed to sound like, and you get into very bad habits. And secondly, so you're not even saying Arabic. In fact, you think it's a way for you to say Arabic, but you're not saying the Quran, you're not saying the dua, you're not saying the things properly because there are sounds in the Arabic language that don't exist and are not being articulated. And also, if you're going to learn how to read that, why don't you just learn how to read the Arabic script? It doesn't make any sense to me. Especially considering how easy it is to learn the Arabic script. Just takes one day. Does that mean you're immediately reading as if you've been practicing for 10 years? No. Yeah. When someone is learning English and they're a child, they're learning how to read. It's not the same as someone who is fully grown and has gone through 20 years of schooling. So if you took a chance here to pause it, practice those words. Pause it. Remember, when there's a double fatha, you just add an N sound. So here we have غو, ran, غورا, كتبا, كتبا, ختما, ختما. And continue practicing. Pause it and practice. Pause it and practice. Same thing now. Remember we did the fatha, kasra, and dhamma? Same thing now with tanween, fatha, tanween, kasra, and tanween, dhamma. Now we have in, bin, tin, thin, jin, hin, khin, din, thin, rin, zin, sin, shin, sin, din, tin, ظن عن غن fin قن kin lin min nin hin win tin yin faslin nafsin farashin qadarin. Practice these. Remizin, kutubin, rafathin, rizqin. Pause and practice. Pause and practice. Make sure you got that last row. Pause and practice. Pause and practice. Now with a dhamma. Un, bun, tun, thun, jun, hun, khun, dun, dhun, run, zun, sun, shun, sun, dun, tun, dhun, un, ghun, fun, kun, kun. Lun, mun, nun, hun, wun, tun, yun. Practice some words. Sururun, udhunun, kutubun, rusulun, rajulun, ahadun, qasamun, basharun. But you might not be sounding basharun. You might be ba, sha, run, ba, sha, run. And that's exactly how you should be sounding. That is excellent. Tayrun. Remember when we have a sukun. So ta, sukun ya, tayrun. Maradon. Yeah. Practice. Pause and 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 practice. Now we're looking at long vowels. So how long you make a sound changes the meaning in Arabic. So here it's anytime you have so all the vowels have a partner. The partner of the fatha is the alif because they are making the sound. The partner of the kasra is the ya. The partner of the dhamma is the waw. So we're going to look at all of them. Here, whenever you have a alif after a fatha, like this, it is extending the sound. So ba becomes ba, right? So ba, ta, fa, ja, ha, kha, da, the, ra, za, sa, sha, sa, da, ta, dha, a, gha, fa, qa, ka, la, ma, na, ha, wa, ya, khafa. Not perhaps I should say it even more articulate. Khafa, taba, kana, saqa, sara, qala, ta'ala, hasaba, qatala, jahada, sharaba, sabara, ajilun, sabirun, saimun, junahin, ma'in, maqamin. Now, this is a long fatha, and we'll see it in certain words, especially when you have in the Quran, when you have an active participle, like, and also certain words like Ibrahim or Rahman, Ar-Rahman, right, has the Ar-Rahman. It can be written also with a fatha and then an alif, but it's usually written with the meme connecting to the noon, and then it's a standing alif, but it's pronounced the same. So this standing alif is equivalent, and you can see here on the top row, it's the equivalent of as if there were an alif there. It's just telling you to make the vowel sound longer. So ba becomes ba, ta becomes ta, tha becomes tha. It's the same sounds as we made earlier when you have the alif. It's just saying short vowel, long vowel. This is a long vowel. And then words with the long vowel to practice. Ibrahim, Ibrahim. So practice these. Here, hafidhatin, there's no need for that because it actually has the alif there. Khashi'atin, see how they don't have the alif? Now practicing with the kasra. E, B, T, F, G, H, X, D, V, R, Z, C, She, C, D, T, V, I, G, Fi, Qi, Ki, Li, Mi, Ni, He, We, Yi. Long vowels. Muhitun. Practice these. Practice these. U, bu, tu, thu, ju, hu, khu, du, dhu, ru, zu, su, shu, su, du, tu, lu, ru, ru, fu, ku, ku, lu, mu, nu, hu, wu, you. Practice. Practice. Ow, bow, tow, thou, jow, how, how, dow, thou, row, zow, sow, show, sow, dow, tow, thou, ow, row, fow, cow, cow, low, mow, now, how, wow, yow, awhana, tawbatan. Practice these. Practice these. And I'm going to have to go very quickly because the adhan of Maghrib is calling. So let's conclude. Ay, bay, tay, thay, jay, hay, khay, day, they, roy, zay, say, shay, soy, toy, toy, loy, ay, gay, fay, qay, kay, lay, may, nay, hey, way, yay. Practice these. Aina, baita. Notice the standing aleph, the long aleph. Atayna. And the second one is a long vowel, but it's a long vowel because of the aleph. Atayna. Practice these. And the last thing is doubling. Just like you can make a long vowel, ba, ba. You can make a long consonant, ab. So abba, abbi, abbu, atta, atti, attu versus atta, atta versus atha, atha, athi, athu. And all of the letters practice. And now we have this practice. Shows you again in a short summary. You have a ra, a ba with a sukun, and a ba with a fatha. Rabba. It turns into this. Rabba. Practice all of these. And we're on the last page, or one more after this, I believe. Allah, balla, kalla. Practice these. Bismillah. Allah. Practice these. And now you're seeing it's becoming more and more because, in fact, you've graduated. Alhamdulillah. You can now read any phrase and paragraph and page, because all you have to do to read the whole Quran is read it one word at a time. And all you do to read a word is just one letter at a time. Sound it out. Keep practicing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you and make us people of the Quran. I will go for Maghrib now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.